This is episode 19, and so let's get this party started. I'm just a few minutes in on this walk. I'm a bit breathless because of the fact that I feel under pressure and I'm racing a little bit. This is not going to be one of my normal, comfortable, slow walking walks. This one's going to feel a bit rushed. Don't know if I like that, but I definitely wanted to get it done today. It rained all morning and it was scheduled to rain the entire day, but when we got a break in the weather, I decided, I need to get this out of the way. So that's what I'm doing. This house here has been causing a lot of controversy. The fact that it even got planning permission here in Bermuda. Can't get a really good view because I'm up on the roadside and it's really built right into the cliff, but that's the rooftop. But across the way, you can certainly see other great houses in this neck of the woods, the very eastern end of Harrington Sound. So there you go. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm beginning to get some interesting questions from people responding or commenting to the YouTube videos. And one of them, oh, hang on a second. Let me get this. As I go from Hamilton Parish into St. George's Parish. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I've been getting some interesting questions and comments, and one of them was about the fact that the viewer was saying they never see any people in my videos, like masses of people. And I had to explain, number one, that Bermuda is a very small island. It's only 19 square miles and a little bit. And the population is correspondingly small at only about 60,000 people. So you're not going to see crowds and crowds of people all the time on our streets, certainly not on the streets that I'm walking on, because I'm on the main thoroughfares in this quest to walk from one tip of the island to in the west, which is Dockyard, down to the most eastern tip of this island, which is St. George's. So you're not going to see people walking along these streets the way I am, other than the occasional individual who's out for their normal exercise run or a walk like what I'm doing. Anyway, just thought I would mention that. And the other thing I need to say, just in case you don't know, if you're certainly not from Bermuda, is that neither do we have like animals running all over the place. We have domesticated animals like dogs and cats, but we don't have things like squirrels or beavers or any of the, certainly not things like bears and snakes and all those types of things. They just don't exist here. And the most we have are all the fish that you will get in the ocean. And we have a lot of migratory birds. This is a bird watcher's paradise, Bermuda, especially in the wintertime, as birds are making their migration from the north down to better climates. Anyway, hang on a second, because right now we've got a little bus stop. There's the bus stop. It's even shorter than the normal ones. And the bus bench looks about half size as well. Out in the middle of nowhere. But the other thing I want to show you is that new construction that I did just point out from this angle because I've walked down from there and made a U-turn. That's what that house looks like. The one that you only saw the roof of earlier from the front side. Yeah, I'm quite a ways off the beaten track down here on Quarry Road in St. George's Parish. And this is the location for the Government of Bermuda's Waste Management and Recycling Center. So that's all up in there. Never been up there, and I don't think I need to go up there. So this area is very residential. Not much going on by way of commercial businesses or commercial activity other than the government's waste management system. And there is a restaurant located on this Harrington Sound Road that we will see as well coming up sometime soon. But otherwise, it's all about the living. Kind of somewhat luxury houses, I guess you would say. Taxi drivers like to come this way because, especially if they're doing tours, because they have an opportunity to show the visitors some of Bermuda's upscale living. Clingstone Lane and a curvy road for the next kilometer. This is Leamington Cave. It's a property that actually used to be a cave similar to crystal caves, which is where there are stalactites and stalagmites. But apparently now this property, which is located on about an acre and a half of very lush tropical vegetation, is a vacation rental home down here at Harrington Sound Road. The address of this property is 46 Harrington Sound Road in Hamilton Parish, Bermuda. And yeah, you can see lovely gates, lovely entryway, bricked patio, driveway area. And no longer a cave open to the public, but I bet you the caves are still on there. Very lush tropical vegetation, including my favorite shade tree, the Ponciana, shading the street. And then on this side of the road, we have a whole lot of palm trees. Well, this looks like a really fabulous house. And apparently, according to my daughter, it is, because she said she's actually been inside to do a photo shoot of some sort. It's called Leamington House, and apparently it's built on top of the Leamington Cave system. So that makes it interesting too. But I've got to move on because I'm thinking of that bus at 6:40 from Grotto Bay. I got to be on it. Yep, looks like a lot of construction projects going on down here too. Probably not completely new builds, but renos, remodelings, all that kind of stuff. Look at that cute house sign, Banana, number 53, Harrington Sound Road. That was the second number 3 bus that I have seen come along here since I started this walk, and hopefully there'll be no problem with buses, either number 3 or number 1, when it's time for me to get one. This is the famed Tom Moore's Tavern restaurant. This has been around since 1652, according to this sign. And it is located right here at Walsingham Lane. And here is the entrance. Now, if I had time, I would take a stroll down this lane, but I'm really paranoid about this whole bus situation. But I would tell you that it was originally built in 1652 as a private home for a Mr. Walsingham. Since then, of course, it has become a restaurant, and a very famous one at that. So, there you go. If you ever come to Bermuda, or even if you're a Bermuda resident, try and get a little dining experience in at the Tom Moore's Tavern. Bay Haven. You hear the chickens in the background? I guess no matter where you live in Bermuda, you can't escape the wild chickens. So that's some spread over there. Now I am on the eastern side of Harrington Sound itself, looking across over to the west. And just look at all of that. I'm about to go on to Wilkinson Avenue now. But before I do, there's just some houses up there on the hilltop. And this sign says that St. George's is... Hey! Hi, yes! This says that St. George's is 7.2 kilometers from here. I just saw somebody I knew. And this is Wilkinson Avenue. Actually, I am not far from the end of this walk. Across the street there is St. John's AME Church. This is Wilkinson Avenue. Cedarhurst. This house is so special, the gates are even closed. In fact, there's a separate service entrance to Cedarhurst. Here's another Bermuda landmark, Crystal Caves. Open daily. Here we have it, folks. Crystal and Fantasy Caves, a Bermuda landmark. TripAdvisor describes these caves as being a natural wonder, formed over millions of years ago. These not-to-be-missed caves feature stunning azure underground pools and incredible formations of every size and shape imaginable. Obviously, we are just on the roadside in the sort of park-type area before the actual cave entrance, but yeah, definitely a sight to behold. So I am now approaching on Wilkinson Avenue here, the intersection with North Shore Road. And pretty soon, that means within a stone's throw of this intersection, I will be able to see Swizzle Inn, which is my end point for today. That was a much shorter walk than I thought it was going to be. But it's all good. It's all good. This is the home of the famous Bailey's ice cream. This is such a cute shop. And over here we have all the signposts. St. George's is still another 6.4 kilometers from here, going east. Hamilton, the city of Hamilton, via Flats, and via the aquarium in Shelly Bay would be 12.1 kilometers from here. And then of course we just came along the Harrington Sound Road, which is considered the scenic route, like I said before. Now, if this was the old Patricia, if this place is open, I'd be in there, and it is open too. I'd be in there getting myself an ice cream cone. But I'm going to have restraint. But here, across from here now, we have the famous Swizzle Inn. The famous Swizzle Inn. Apparently, you swizzle in and you swagger out. Swizzle Inn. Let your fun begin at Swizzle Inn. Nice place to stop before you depart Bermuda. Great ambiance, very friendly staff, and good food and drinks. So here ends my walk for episode 19. Today, here at the intersection of Wilkinson Avenue and North Shore Road, right in between Bailey's Ice Cream Parlor and Swizzle Inn. Such temptation. But nevertheless, there should be a number 1 bus coming along in about a half an hour, and I will be on that, heading back to Harrington Sound Road where the car is and get Somerset. But it's been a good walk. Here's my bus stop. Just a few steps away from Crystal Caves, which is right there. That's quite handy. Now I just need the bus to come. It's 6:24 and I think it's due to leave Grotto Bay at 6:40. Anyway, since I have been having to wait for the bus for so long, and I walked from the Bailey's ice cream factory to the bus stop and all of that, I just happened to check my pedometer and I'm actually up to 4,154 steps. So I broke 4,000 on this walk, thank goodness. You can tell I have nothing much to do right now, and I just happened to take note of this ceiling of this bus stop. And this is actually how our roofs here in Bermuda are constructed. You have the cross beams, you have the other ones that go up to the peak, and then you lay the Bermuda slate on top of that network of timber, and the result is a roof like that. So there you go. Those are those very tall palm trees that I also captured when I was right in front of the gate to Crystal Caves. I've been seeing quite a few guys on bikes. Oh, and here comes my bus as well. Quite a few guys out on their exercise bikes this afternoon. Hi, how are you? Good, number 1, the last bus. So I just got let off by the bus, and I still have a few more steps to get to the car, so I'm going to rack up a few more steps after all on this pedometer. I will give you the final total by the time I hit the car as soon as I get there. I'm finally back at the car. It is 6:51 and my step count is 4,356. It's a wrap.